Skip, you were pretty firm that you believe the Cowboys are going to be better without Micah Parsons.
I am.
So let's give it to you first. Who's going to win? What's the score tonight?
Okay, for the record, 1 year ago, right now, I picked the Philadelphia Eagles to win the Super Bowl, and I'm pretty sure I was the only one in the national media saying the Eagles were going to go win the Super Bowl. Having said that, I now believe my Dallas Cowboys tonight at Philadelphia will win 24-21 on a late field goal by this man, number 17. I'm wearing my kicker's jersey today because Brandon Aubrey is the most talented kicker in the history of football. Never seen anything like him. 24-21 tonight. What I love about tonight is it's an everybody says kind of game. Everybody says, starting with this man right here, that the Dallas Cowboys are dead and buried. Everybody says that crazy old coot Jerry Jones lost his mind and gave away Micah Parsons, and the Cowboys are trash without Micah Parsons. Trust me on this. The veterans in that locker room are sick and tired of hearing their garbage without Micah Parsons. Trust me on this. There are vets in that locker room who thought that Micah Parsons cared at least as much about podcasting and tweeting as he cared about maximizing his ability to be a great football player and winning football games. Trust me on this. They know that Micah played in both games last year against the Philadelphia Eagles, and they got shellacked twice, 34-6 and 41-7, with Micah on the field the whole way. They gave up 187 yards rushing the first game, 179 yards rushing the second game, and that stops tonight. This defense will be better without Micah because it will be more focused without Micah. It will be more inspired. This defense especially will play angry tonight against an Eagles team that will not be able to take the Cowboys quite as seriously because everybody says they're trash. It's banner-raising night in Philadelphia, and even though the Eagles keep saying, we don't even know it's banner night, yes, they do. In the back of their minds, it's creeping in. They can't help but be a little distracted by what happened last year and celebrating in their psyches what happened a year ago. And I'm here to tell you, this is not the Super Bowl defense that you saw annihilate Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, because look at the losses. Their Aqib Talib is C.J. Gardner-Johnson, or at least it was. Everywhere CJ has been, somebody did something great because he's you. He has that kind of impact on a defense. He's now a Houston Texan. They lost Josh Sweat. They lost Darius Slay. They lost Milt Williams. They lost Nakobe Dean to injury. He's not back yet. They lost Oren Burks and Avonte Maddox and Isaiah Rodgers. On the offensive line, they lost Mekhi Becton. Kellen Moore, their play caller, is obviously the head coach of the Saints now. I'm looking at a Dak Prescott here who very quietly has played 6 games at Philadelphia. He's thrown 10 touchdown passes to 0 interceptions. He has lost 0 fumbles in 6 games in Philadelphia, and he is Mr. Sack Fumble. He's like a slot machine. You just touch him and he just fumbles, right? He just spits it out, okay? And no fumbles lost, and he now has George Pickens, who's going to, I said it the day Jerry stole him in a trade, he's going to change life for Dak Prescott. He's the best deep receiver in pro football. He's going to make CD even more uncoverable. And that defense tonight will say, watch this trash. I say trash 24, defending champs 21, and I dare you to tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you on that, Skip. I think the Eagles get the job done tonight for some of the reasons that you brought up. I think that Matt Eberflus and this defense will not have an answer for Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley in this rushing attack. Last year, in those games that you mentioned, Saquon averaged over 5 yards per carry combined during those matchups. That's not winning football. And the Cowboys weren't just bad against Saquon and the Eagles. They were bad against everybody else. They were 29th in rushing defense. Now, I will admit, they did go out this offseason and try to take care of some of those issues. They went and got Solomon Thomas. And then they trade for Kenny Clark, but at the cost of Micah Parsons. And then they extend Osa Odighizuwa. I like all those moves. I just don't think it's going to be enough to stop the Eagles. Saquon in this rushing attack last year was second in the NFL, only behind the Baltimore Ravens. On top of that, and you can argue, yes, that they lost Mekhi Becton, so it won't be the same look offensive line. I still think it's the best offensive line in all of football.
I'll give you
those 4 guys They have continuity. They have confidence. They have trust. When you have guys like that, the offensive line, your run game is unstoppable. It is that good. And then on top of that, like you mentioned, Kellen Moore is gone. That's the reality of it. But I love what Nick Sirianni did. He hired within his organization for their offensive coordinator. They went and got Kevin Patullo, who they elevated.
He's been there for 5 years.
He's someone that's been there for 5 years.
Yeah.
He understands what this offense is supposed to look like, how this run game is supposed to work, how to game plan, how to do all of those things. So I just don't think the Cowboys can stop the run game. If you can control the ground game, you control the pace of the game. And then to your other point about what the Cowboys are doing right now, I don't think that Dak Prescott is going to be able to show up and defeat this Eagles defense. Yes, they lost some guys, but last year they were number 1 in total defense. They were number 2 in scoring defense. They were number 1 in pass defense, which is the most important part. Because this offseason, Jerry Jones went out and he invested in Dak Prescott. And he went and drafted Tyler Booker in the first round. And he went and extended Ferguson. And he added CeeDee Lamb, or added George Pickens to join CeeDee Lamb to help Dak Prescott. But you're still playing, in my opinion, the best defensive coordinator in all of football, Vic Fangio. And he is that secret weapon tonight. No matter if Dak is even at his best and he plays great football and this Cowboys offense plays great, I just still don't think it'll be enough. I think it's going to be out of control too. I think the game will get a little ugly. I think Dallas will maybe score a late touchdown to make it look a little closer, but I got the Eagles winning 31-17.
31-17.
31-17, Gil.
Me? I don't matter.
You on me.
Fight.
I'm just saying, hey, Tim, hey, Rob, hey, can I get a damn intro next week, man?
No, that's you.
Tomorrow, next week. My intro coming soon, baby. Hey,
But if you don't come out in a costume, we don't want it.
I'm coming full speed.
Okay.
Hey, I get an intro. I'm coming full speed.
Okay.
I like the Eagles tonight, man. It's too many question marks in the trenches. I think football is won in the trenches. Cowboys, can they run the ball? Is that young old line going to get it done? Or is Kenny Clark and the guys, we don't even know who the guys are they going to be able to stop the run? Big question marks in the trenches. Eagles, we know they lost one guy on the O-line, no question marks in the trenches. They got Saquon and they got the best O-line in the league. On defense, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan, they got their guys up front, no question marks on defense. So football is won in the trenches. There's no question marks for the Eagles, a whole lot of question marks for the Cowboys, and I just think it's going to be too lopsided. I like the Eagles 28-17. It'll be solid fourth quarter there, run away with it. And other point is Diggs may play tonight, but he missed the entire offseason. I'm a corner. When you don't get to play football, competitive football, it's like you've never done it before. It's like Gil on the damn golf course yesterday. It's
Nice.
ugly. Nice. Hey, it can get ugly out there, Skip. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna have to work his way back. I love Diggs, one of my favorite corners in the league, but he hasn't been competitive since the whole entire offseason. April, May, June, July, he's been nursing that knee injury. So you need 2 healthy corners to beat the Eagles because you got to play man. You got to get that extra guy in the box to stop the run. I don't know how comfortable they're going to feel just throwing Diggs out there and man, still, kind of gimpy on that knee. So I'm going to ride with the Eagles, man. I'm going to be rooting for the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? My hotel room going to look like this. I'm going to decorate my shit up. I'm going to be
for those who don't know, you grew up in Dallas.
I grew up in Dallas.
You live in Dallas.
I was a Cowboys fan before I got drafted. I remember playing for the Bucks, right? First couple games of the season, celebrating, getting on my phone, checking to see if Dallas won. Oh, shit. I can't do that no more. I had to grow out of that shit. But I'm a big Cowboys fan myself. So I'll be rooting for them, man, but I don't think they get it done today.
But you're trashing them now.
I don't think they get it done today. I think they're going to be solid as fuck next year. But this year, they're going to kind of struggle. The timing of the trade.
Yeah, Gil, read those notes.
Yep.
It starts off.
He's got a lot to say.
Boot to ass. It's what they're going to get. This is banner night, 20 years.
Celebration.
15-5. So the home team is 75% of a winning percentage when a team comes in.
But 5 times they lost.
That was 5.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Cowboys got a rookie coach who's not experienced. You're going into a hostile environment.
Very.
Against a 3-headed monster, starting off with the coach, who's won 4 opening nights, which is going to be 5.
You make him one of the 3-headed monsters.
He's
Really? Nick Sirianni.
4-0. His record is
Wow. Sirianni, nice.
In his first 4 years, there's only 2 people who have a better record than him. The trophy, Vince Lombardi,
Yep.
and the video game, Madden.
I like that.
Those are the only 2 people in NFL history that has a better percentage in the first 4 years.
That's a good stat.
Equivalent to Steve Kerr when he came out for basketball,
Yeah.
and your guy, Phil Jackson.
Yeah, my
He is
guy.
the Phil Jackson right now of football.
It did help to have that guy named Jordan, but that's okay.
I mean he has Hurts, which is the number 2.
Yeah.
He under Jordan.
27-4 in that building.
Yep.
Enough
Okay.
said. Since 2022, 27-4 in the building. Then you have the fucking 2026 Madden glitch. Barkley. You can't stop him for shit.
Nah.
Right? You might as well, if you, on video game, I'm going to just be honest. I just go field goal defense to try to stop him. Because at this point, he can't be stopped. So the fact that you have all 3 of these elements in their hometown after winning the Super Bowl, that was just a taste of it. So with that O-line, it reminds me, and should remind you, of Emmitt Smith back there with the O-line. Is going to be unstoppable. And I'm saying 34-20, but I really don't know how they're going to get 20. I know how. Right there. It's going to be a bunch of fucking field goals.
A lot of field goals.
Sorry, Skip. It's going to be belt to ass.
Let me see the note. Boot the ass. Hey, shit start. Boot the ass.
Hey,
Boot the ass.
Hey.
you're going to be
In bold.
doing the kicking tonight, right?
Boot the ass.
Okay, Gil, then how many wins do you see for the Cowboys this entire season?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I just got to cross-examine here before we leave this alone. I need to know about you 2 being in locker rooms where you do get sick and tired of hearing that you got no chance because somebody is gone. And this team is much more talented than most people are giving it credit for. And I want to know if intangibles have they ever come into play with a team you've been on where you finally just said, okay, enough of that. It's time for us to go out and play. You might play over your helmets. You might just max out because you're going to show the world that you're better than anybody out there thinks, because the whole world has turned on this team tonight. I don't care what you say. It's now an 8.5-point spread.
Damn.
ESPN, I read a big analysis 2 days ago. They said the Cowboys defense will give up the most points in the NFL this year. Okay, that's with a pretty good pass rush without Micah, to me. That's with Kenny Clark. That's with Trevon. That's with Bland, who they just re-signed. That's with Donovan Wilson and Malik Hooker, Leah Fowl.
And some new linebackers.
Yeah,
They got
and
some.
that Jack Sanborn was a pretty good player for
Sanborn, nice.
Eberflus in Chicago, and he's going to start for Dallas tonight. Okay, you don't think those guys are sitting at their lockers an hour before the game saying, we're going to go out there and we're going to show these people that we're not a bunch of garbage, because that's how they're being written off. Am I wrong about that?
No, I think it happens. I think guys in the locker room, they hear the media, and it has been teams who rally together and, come out and, like you say, play above themselves.
Yeah.
But
No. I remember playing against Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe, and we was in the locker room.
It sounds
like,
good.
man, who are them?
who are them? I was after the game.
We lost by 30. Right? You can say whatever you want in the locker room.
It happens, Skip.
When you get out there, that's a different story.
There's a reality to it.
I was part of a KU team.
Wait.
I was part of this college now. I was part of a KU team that they probably picked us to finish last.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We took that shit personal,
We did.
We felt like we was better than last. We ended up winning the
you
Orange
went
Bowl.
to the Orange Bowl, and you were the MVP of the Orange Bowl.
Damn sure was.
Okay.
Hey, and I was on a Cleveland team that we thought every week was our week. And we went 1-31 in 2 years. Every week. I mean, we would come in Monday, man, we got our ass kicked, bounce back, let's go. That next week, hey, Sunday, right about 30 minutes before kickoff, let's go. 3 hours later, we're walking in with our heads down. All right, next week. Like there's a reality to it.
Did you have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens?
No, and that was the problem, Skip, is that the argument for our team wasn't who we lost or who
Yep.
we're going against. It was who we had on the roster. We did not have a win-now roster. But it's tough. But I'll go back to college days, right? And I was at SC when all of the Lane Kiffin, the Steve Sarkisian, the coach, Ed Ogeron, all of that stuff. When Lane Kiffin got fired on the tarmac after one of those games.
By Pat Hayden.
Ed Ogeron takes over, and I love Kiff to this day.
Yeah.
But when Ed Ogeron takes over, there was that little bit of a kick in the ass, and you get a little bit more motivated, and you could see a switch turn on for this football team. That's what you want in a locker room. No matter what the reason is, it's a coaching change, it's people telling you you're not good enough, but it's almost impossible to find that switch when you're going up against a team that has you outnumbered in almost every category.
But
it's tough.
do the Eagles have Shaq and Kobe? That's the question. Are they that good?
They got
Barkley.
They got Devontae Smith.
I mean, they're fake pass. This one runs. This give it off. He runs. That is a two-headed monster.
Yeah.
That's
Quarterback
with
with the best offensive line in the NFL.
They did
that push. Was it the push tush? That is a thing.
No, that's a major play.
They tried to ban this offseason.
The brotherly shove. You can't stop that.
Yeah.
Okay. Rookie head coach. You brought him up.
Yeah.
I wasn't the biggest fan of the move because it felt like Jerry Jones just elevated another puppet coach.
Yeah.
A guy who'd been there forever. His father was a very good, not a great head coach, but a very good one for a long time, Marty Ball. But what I do like about Brian Schottenheimer through training camp, the players really enjoyed being around him and playing for him because he's a real guy. Oh. He's got some Sirianni in him in that he's got some personality. He's got a little college rah-rah. The guy he replaced was I'm talking about Mike McCarthy, was the biggest bump on a sideline log I've ever seen. He was the worst motivator in the history of professional sports. I would see tapes of his halftime speeches, and I'd say, God, I'd want to quit after that. I'd want to just take my stuff off and just walk out the door and concede the second half. It won't be that way because I think they're going to play harder for him than they played for Mike McCarthy because they like him and they want to launch him tonight. So you got a lot of intangibles that I don't think you guys are paying nearly enough respect to.
No, I mean, he was the offensive coach of the Jets, right?
Yeah. He's
5
been in
years.
Seattle.
Sanchez in Seattle,
Jets, right?
Yeah.
For 5 years, right?
He was.
Enough said.
No,
Right?
he's got no resume, and nobody ever wanted to be a head coach, and he's 50 years old.
Yeah.
And when your father's that good and you get your first shot when you're 50, something's wrong with that. The league said no to him, to your point. The league said no.
Yep.
But he is going to coordinate. He's going to try to head coach and call plays, which is hard, as you know, it's not that easy. So
I think he's just part of the not tank year for the Cowboys, but
you think it's one of those?
I think it's one of those. He's just the bridge guy. Jerry trying to put this shit together. He made the late trade. He gonna go crazy with the free agents next year. He gonna have a hell of a draft, but he should bring in another coach. He's just the bridge guy.
We better hurry because Jerry's 82, so right?
You
I mean,
know what?
It's all kind of. Jerry got that money now.
My big
IVs and shit
is I think we can all agree if the Cowboys want to win, then they need their star, their highest paid player in the NFL, Dak Prescott, to be great. But the issue for me is I have some concerns on that offense. I'm okay. They get rid of Zeke. I'm okay with that. Rico Dowdle, though, he's gone, and he was your 1,000-yard rusher from last year. I don't know what that dynamic's going to look like with Javonte Williams and former Eagles running back Miles Sanders. There's questions in the run game, and you need to run the football to be great. The other thing I worry about, and it's been looked at as a positive this entire offseason, but the dynamic with CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. I think that can go one of two ways, and I worry a little bit because either it's going to be a fairy tale ending and CeeDee Lamb is going to elevate himself and be even better this year because they're going to put more pressure on George Pickens and they can't double team Lamb and he's going to get more opportunities and they're both going to get both their touches and they live happy ever after. The other thing, and I think might be a little more realistic, is by week 3, if Pickens is only getting 2 targets a game, CeeDee's getting 10 to 12. And you know, Dak is looking towards CeeDee because he has that chemistry with him, and Pickens isn't getting those deep shots like he got with Pittsburgh. And then there starts to be some friction in that locker room, and Schottenheimer, who's a first-year head coach, doesn't know how to handle that, and he's never been in charge of that situation. That's where I worry. And then there's still questions with the offensive line, and like I said, I know their defense is a little bit of a ways away. I think Eberflus can help them out a little bit this year, but if Dallas wants to win games, their offense has to outscore everybody. That's what it's going to have to come down to. There is just concerns for me on that side of the football, and I just don't know if they can get it done.
All right, so you mentioned Miles Sanders.
Yeah.
He'll have a big game tonight. He's going back to Philly,
I hope he does.
where he was a 1,200-yard rusher.
Yeah.
He played at Penn State, so he's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And here we go. And I think at 28, I think he's got a lot left in the tank. And the kid they drafted out of Texas, Jaden Blue, well, he's got some pop to him.
Yeah,
he do.
And he'll catch a few, he'll break a few off the edge. He's got a little bit of Saquon's burst to him. I'm not saying he's Saquon, but he's got a little bit of pop to his game where he will help who they are. In the offensive line, they got Tyler Guyton back. And listen, Tyler Smith is as good as anybody in that Philadelphia line. You name them, you can have all of them. I'll still take Tyler Smith, and I know he's just one, and he's just a left guard, but I'll take him over anybody in that line. And I'm hoping Tyler Booker can rise and shine because they spent a first-round pick on him.
They did.
And again, they gave Terrence Steele a lot of money. In the center last year, Cooper Beebe from Kansas State.
Yep.
He's pretty good. He held his own. Yeah, he's just solid. So they're not trash. It's like no Micah, no shot. No Micah, no problem. That's what I think.
I mean, at this point, the way Skip is talking, then this is the Super Bowl for them. Then this is their Super Bowl. I mean, what they need to happen to actually win this game is a miracle. So they should treat this like the Super Bowl, and you should celebrate it like a Super Bowl because week 4.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're there.
Week 4.
Green Bay's there.
Week 4.
Yep.
I remember you used to call them what? 11 from heaven.
I used to.
Because that's where Dax is going.
Yeah.
Dax is crazy.
That's where Dax is going, to heaven. Because that man on the other side here is going to try to kill that man.
Really?
That's when the season's over with. Week 4.
Okay.
So you just celebrate it today if you decide to win.
The last time I watched Micah Parsons play against the Green Bay Packers was at Jerry World as the 2 seed against the 7 seed, surrounded by 7 other Pro Bowlers on the Cowboys. So they had 8 total against 3 Pro Bowlers for the Green Bay Packers. They were 7-point favorites at home. Micah Parsons put up goose eggs across the board, zeros and all. No sacks, no quarterback hits. I think he had 1 tackle. That was the only number that he registered across the board. No tackles for losses, no nothing. I had to look at the participation chart that night to say, did he get hurt? Did he play? He played the whole way and goose-egged it. That's who you guys just traded for. You're now Mr. Green.
Yeah, but he's the final piece for the defense. What's his stats against the Cowboys?
Well, okay, we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Coming soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna have dead bodies on his resume because he's gonna try to kill Dax and everybody on that offensive line. I swear, like what you're thinking that how Dax feels. What do you think he's thinking in week? He has week 4 written right here. I don't know.
You know
how
what I
his
think
back
he's thinking
feels.
right now?
Huh?
I think he's thinking, oh shit, I just got all this money and I got to live up to it now. I got the most money of any defensive player ever, non-quarterback. The most money of any non-quarterback ever, and I got to live up to that because I'm telling you, he can't. He's not a killer. He's not a cold-blooded assassin on the football field. He doesn't have those kind of intangibles.
And he's injured right now.
No. He ain't gonna be injured week 4. We never are. When you get traded and you go back.
He'd be straight for the day.
Yeah, that's your birthday.
Okay, well, they'll be straight for him.
So you're saying
and I'll
the
say
season's
this.
ending for them week 4.
Week
How
4.
many wins do you think the Cowboys get this year?